When somebody with good intentions says, "Can I give you a hug?" it feels often like the right answer is yes. But internally, as neurodivergents, a lot of the time, our real response is no, no, thank you. I would rather not. And we don't feel comfortable saying this because we're used to masking, camouflaging, and compensating. We know that that is a gesture that that person is making out of good intentions, wanting to convey their affection, their care, or give us comfort for something that we're experiencing. Many of us might not need that physical affection to feel comforted or regulated. In fact, it might feel invasive, it might feel triggering, especially if you have a trauma history. And for many of us, it also feels icky because we have different sensory responses. An average hug from somebody, for me, feels gross. I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. I know you're trying to do something nice. And I will say yes because I feel obliged to make it feel reciprocal, that interaction, so that they know that, I'm receiving what they're offering and that I'm grateful, I guess, for their effort to make me feel comforted or accepted or whatever it is. Internally, I'm going through a battle of going, I guess I'm going to have to say yes, even though I don't want to. If I say otherwise, it's socially inappropriate. I'm not engaging in it in social grooming and letting that person know that this is a reciprocal relationship. So I'll accept the hug. And more often than not, it's not the right pressure. It's not the right sensation. The kind of hug that I enjoy is tight. It's crushing. And it has to be with somebody that I feel comfortable doing it with. That's not a lot of people. It's not the average person can come along and offer me a hug and I'm going to be like, yeah, that's going to feel great. And what I've opted to do in a lot of the cases is, okay, a very light pressure side hug. Or I will initiate by saying, okay, side hug if it feels like an appropriate time to be exchanging that gesture, because sometimes I do feel like I'm obliged to initiate that because I know that person might want comfort, that they might be going through a hard time. And I will, despite my inclination to not want to hug, I will sometimes initiate it, but I'll determine the kind of hug that I'm asking for, a side hug, because I know that's going to be the least invasive. Do I wish I could enjoy hugs the same way neurotypicals or normies might? Yes, I do. I wish that could be the case. But because of my different sensory profile, I'm resigned to the fact that hugs, for the most part, aren't going to be comfortable. Now, if I know you really well, and I don't feel like I have to mask, camouflage, or compensate, I will vocalize that, hey, I'm not that comfortable, or actually, can you make it tighter? It's weird to have to request that from somebody, but if I feel comfortable enough with that person, I will explain, hey, I don't mind hugging, but pressure is important for it to feel nice. And I don't let a lot of people know that. It's usually somebody that I'm dating or a close friend, or I'll say mid-hug, could you squeeze me a little bit harder? And it might be weird that I'm requesting that, but for the hug to really feel good and for it to actually have an emotional impact for me, like hugs are supposed to, that pressure is often necessary. I feel more comforted by far if there is pressure added. If not, it just feels like weird. Like, why are you doing that? It's like a limp handshake. You're not conveying anything with that handshake. And I'm not trying to shame people with limp handshakes out there, just FYI. But it doesn't actually do much in terms of what it's supposed to be doing. Like, if it's a gesture, it has to be done full-bodied, fully intentional. And the pressure is how, for me, that affection, that kindness, that comfort is conveyed. What are hugs like for you? What kind of hugs do you enjoy? Do you not like them at all? Do you ever feel comfortable vocalizing and asking for the kind of hug that you want? I would love to hear from you.